Hey there, everybody. For this embodied voice behind the camera, my name is Tamron Brown, and I'm the son of my Aunt Tara's best friend, my dad. Uh, Today, I'm going to be asking some questions and helping my aunt out, and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy this and gain some different perspectives. Favorite color is blue. My favorite gemstone is garnet and tanzanite. Sing in my spare time as well as draw. And my aunt got me a set of tarot cards for Christmas as well as a tarot book, and I absolutely love them. I've been using them quite recently, and I've been helping a lot of my coworkers out. So I'm glad I could have such a great person in my life to help me out and give me all this cool stuff. I hope you guys all enjoyed your New Year's, your Christmas, and your holidays, whether that be Christmas or not. And I hope you guys have better days coming up, and hopefully everything's looking right up for you. So we're today I actually went to the dentist. They wanted $10,000 to fix my teeth. That's ridiculous. All right. So first, who are we talking to?
It's a woman who says her name is Anita.
Hello, Anita. Where are you from?
Lancaster, Alabama.
Lancaster, Alabama. All right. And what dimension are you from?
Fourth.
Fourth. All right. Are you good, or are you in good alignment, or are you in bad alignment?
Polarity.
Polarity. Yes. Sorry.
Neutral polarity.
Neutral polarity. All right. Anita, I got a couple questions for you about slavery, and I kind of want to know your perspective on it.
I was a part of it in 1842. I was sold. I was only a couple of years old. I don't remember. But I remember growing up in the little house next to the big house. I was meant to serve the madam, but when I became older, the master wanted me to be near him. I always knew it was not right. What was happening to our people? I never even knew where I was born. Everybody talked about this place that we come from, but I don't know why we can't go back.
Were you sad? Did you feel like you were missing out on something?
I feel like I was someplace I could never fit in. A place where I'm bad. I'm seen as bad. I can't ever be good in anyone's eyes, including amongst my own people. We hate each other, and everyone else hates us too. And the only way to feel good is only when you do what you're told. And that's not always a guarantee.
What impact did that have on everyone around you?
Everyone it was extreme. It was highs and lows. Sometimes we were happy and we had songs and we would play games that people said came from a place far away. And it was a way to stay connected to this place that I don't think I've ever been. But then there was the lows. If someone got mad at you, someone in the big house, then we took it out on each other. My daddy beat me more than he got beat himself. My mama beat me, but she would say, at least we're all together, and that's all that mattered. But I don't know if I felt good being together because everyone hurt everyone. When I was beat, sometimes by the children of the house, they'll make fun of me and they will pull my braids. I didn't think to hurt someone else because it didn't feel good to me, but that's what we did. People would take it out on themselves and their friends. Sometimes you wish that an accident would happen and then you don't have to live for tomorrow.
I'm wondering, from the bigger perspective, do you see the strides we've made outside of it, or do you still see us the same way?
I feel the way in which things have occurred have changed. You no longer keep people in your home against their will and hurt them, make them do what you want. But in a way, everyone still does it to themselves. In a way, everyone has become a slave to something, whether you know it or not. And perhaps there isn't some master yelling at you or telling you what to do, but it's still inside your head. It's in the head of everyone. Being told what to do, how to live your life, what you should do with that life, what is right and what is wrong. As if you don't have a master inside of yourself to tell you what to do. It's always looking outside yourself to have guidance. Everyone is still a slave in some way.
I see. Did it feel wrong to be in that position even though you didn't know it?
It's a mixed feeling. There were times we felt like this is just how it always is. It's just like that. You're just born that way. That's how society works. If you're born a certain type of way, then you're meant to have a certain type of job. If you're born another way, then yeah, you're going to have another type of job. And so it seemed like that was the law of the universe, that that's the way things are. But something deep down, it was not always voiced. And when I did voice it, I was hit pretty hard. How come we're not equal? How come we're not the same? When I get hit, it hurts. But I know when the children of the house get hit, they cry too. Pain is pain. Suffering is suffering. So if we're the same in pain, then we must be the same in love. And if we're the same in our emotions, then why are we different as people? And when I would ask these questions, like I said, I was beat pretty hard. I missed a couple of teeth because of that. So we keep these thoughts to ourselves. But you always know that something's not right. Why? Why can't I just be free? Even the people who live in the big house, they're not free. Nobody seemed free. But it seemed just so much more black and white, if you will, between us. That there was a slave and there was a slave owner. But in essence, I could see everyone was a slave in a way and a slave owner in another way.
Is there anything you wanted to change in your time that you think would have made a huge difference?
Answers. I wanted answers. It was, this is how it is. This is what you do. And when you ask why, it's like that was a bad word. You don't ask why, because that's back talking. You just do what you're told. You do what your daddy tells you. You do what your mammy tells you. You do what the master tells you. And you don't ask why. And that's something I think that we needed to ask more. Even the master himself. Ask why. Why do I treat people this way? Why do I feel so low about my own self? I feel like I can't do it myself, that I must have others to do it for me. Why do I feel so low about myself that I allow others to degrade me and hurt me? And even now, people of your era need to ask why. When your boss tells you to do something, why do you not ask why? When parents ask you to do something, why is it bad to ask why? Ask more whys. When there's something that you want in life, ask yourself why.
That's something I ask myself quite often, I'm not gonna lie. But I also want to know more about your childhood. What was it like growing up? Did you hate the people who were hurting you?
I don't really know what childhood is. Everyone did equal work the same. I suppose childhood is being a baby, but we didn't see many of those. And if there was a baby born, I never saw it again. So it was mostly, I don't really know our age. But if I were to guess, somewhere maybe the 4 foot tall range to being an adult. And we do the same work. We do the same laundry. We do the same dishes. We work in the fields. We sew things. We fix machinery. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Everybody does the same. But I never really felt hate at all. If anything, it was fear. Always. Fear about I've always done something wrong. I always feel like whatever decision I make is never going to be a good decision. I always get yelled at. I always get beat. And I feel like that permeates the culture today. We always second guess ourselves because we never learn to trust ourselves. I think that happens to a lot of folks. They don't trust what's on the inside because they've been told that what's on the inside don't matter.
I see. Were there any forms of celebration when you were around? Any holidays?
Yes, there were celebrations from time to time. Not really birthday celebrations because we don't really know our birthday. but we knew of birthday celebrations, but we had other celebrations for times around harvest time, times where we don't have to work so hard anymore, usually near winter time, and things start to cool off. It's so much nicer in the winter time. The summer can be awfully miserable. A lot of people faint in the summertime. Everything is wet and hot, but like a hot that is suffocating. So it's so much nicer in wintertime. And in winter, things are still. People are less likely to get angry with one another. So in that time, it is a sort of celebration. And there is a time in winter around, they call it the big moon, when it's nice and full, that we celebrate right around what you might call your Christmas time. But we don't really celebrate Christmas. It was something they said that was celebrated back where they said we were born, where we come from.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to say, or anything else you feel like you need to get out?
Well, I don't mean to sound so dreary, but it was rather difficult, I would say. And I lived a rather short life. And I know that the people of this household, there are people who've gone to school and they're in what you call teenagers. I never got to be a teenager, but I do remember that I liked a boy once. I was old enough to like a boy. And that's what brought me joy. And so in that, I like to see light in that. That even when everything seems bleak, even when you have a hard time trusting yourself on the inside, even when people are taking their frustrations and their anger out on something that it wasn't really your fault, that people can still love. And I like to think that I could have really loved him if I would have gotten to know him more. And I would say he was roughly my age, maybe a little older. And so it doesn't matter how dark something is or how difficult, there's always love. It's something we can't help but do. That's part of being a human being. So that must be the one constant in the universe, I used to think, is that even when you're in your darkest time, you can always find love. Sometimes you find it outside yourself, like I did in a boy, but that's just because I had a hard time finding anything inside myself. So maybe my one message would be that no matter how dark things are, there's always love out there because there's love on the inside. But you gotta find the love on the inside first if you're really gonna find any true love on the outside.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your slumber once again.